It is time for another Doesn't Jeff Watch Stuff, where we review TV shows, streaming shows, video games, and movies that we watch and play and do stuff like that. Okay.
Mm-hmm.
So, yeah. We already made some drinks, so we're ready to talk about a streaming show that we watched, and we binged it. And we were late to the game, and we finished watching it pretty much like a couple weeks after the final episode aired. So now we can talk about The Righteous Gemstones. So Desiree,
What?
tell me, what is the plot of The Righteous Gemstones?
Okay, so The Righteous Gemstones is about this wealthy, very wealthy, dysfunctional family. And if you remember the 80s at all, televangelists were real big back then.
Mm-hmm.
So this is about a family of televangelists whose empire is built on greed and hypocrisy and power struggles and, dishonesty.
The family's led by the patriarch, Eli Gemstone, and the family navigates through like blackmail, rival ministries, their own self-destructive tendencies, all the while preaching salvation to millions. It's darkly hilarious. It's dirty. It has a wonderful blend of satire, crime, and family drama, wrapped up with this like Southern gospel flair kind of thing.
Yeah.
And I think it was brilliant.
The cast is amazing.
Yes, stellar cast. I mean, you got John Goodman, you got Danny McBride. I love Danny McBride, even though he plays the same character usually.
It works.
I'm fine with him. It's basically like I tell people. It's if you've seen Eastbound and Down, the show with Kenny Powers, the baseball player who gets kicked out of the major leagues and has to go back to his town. That's another good one. He basically plays the same kind of character, just a preacher.
Yeah.
So, Walton Goggins, one of my favorite actors.
Mm-hmm.
It's just the whole cast is perfect.
It is. And there's a lot of people that are only in for an episode or two, and you're like, oh, I know who that
guy.
was. Yeah.
Yeah.
We spent a lot of time, pause that for a second. I want to see who that is, or how do I know that person?
Because they're so good.
Yeah.
And it's so good. The writing is very sharp. The show, it skews a whole mega church, like super organized religion kind of thing, because this family, they're not good people.
Not at all.
At
But
all.
I'm guessing that's how it was with the real mega church families. And
maybe it still is.
But when they walked out, they were just perfect and pious and.
But you love them.
Yes.
You love these characters. I mean, no matter what they do, you still love them.
Yeah.
That's good writing right there. There's a very unique tone to the show. Sometimes it's very almost slapsticky and really goofy. Sometimes it's very dramatic, and there's like that family drama going on. And sometimes I don't want to say it's too much, because when it gets to that point where it's almost too much, someone makes a dick and fart joke, or whatever.
Or there's a peen hanging out. There's a lot of peen hanging out.
Yeah. I want to say like
Lots.
There's a lot of nakedness, a lot of male nudity, because I think that's like Danny McBride. That's like his calling card is like, let's show off a bunch of penises. He always does. I think Jody Hill's involved too, but I'm not sure. It's one of his writing partners. Anyway, it doesn't matter. I'm just being geeky right now. But you have to be into like Danny McBride's like sense of humor. It's very crass, especially the character of Judy. Like she has the dirtiest mouth I've ever heard on a woman.
I know, I love her.
It is really good. I'd say like from beginning to end, I thought it was like really solid. There was only a few episodes that were kind of over the course of what it was, 4 seasons, I believe.
Yeah, 4 or 5.
Yeah, I think it's 4 seasons, and it just ended not too long ago. I think maybe like a month or so ago they did the last episode. And we didn't even know it was the last episode. We're watching it, and we're like, oh,
this is the end.
This is the end. It's over. But there is I believe it was pretty satisfying last episode.
Yeah. I don't like things to end,
Yeah,
so
true.
you know, that could go on forever. I wouldn't care. But as far as, you know, it had to have an ending, yeah, it's fine.
The only thing that bothers me is Eli's wife, the mom, Amy Lee.
Yeah.
You never find out how she died.
Unless we missed it in the very beginning. Okay, so you never do.
You know,
you looked it up.
I had to look it up. There's a bunch of Reddit threads about it. Most people think it was cancer because they do talk about the mom being sick.
Yeah.
And this isn't a spoiler alert because she's dead in the first episode.
Right.
Like she died before the series starts.
Right.
So the whole first episode opens up like she's already dead.
Right.
So you know that. I feel the first season was probably the strongest with the whole blackmail thing. Someone's blackmailing them over like a sex tape. That was probably the strongest one, but it didn't drop in quality that much between seasons and stuff. And it was pretty solid straight through. Great show.
Yes. Now, if you are new to Walton Goggins and the only thing you have to reference with him is the ghoul in Fallout, no, he's a really good actor, and he is not the same character.
No, Baby Billy.
Baby Billy.
But see, I know him from many shows. Like he was on The Shield, fantastic.
Right. Which I've
as
never
Shane.
watched.
Oh, so good. Maybe we'll start binging that tonight. Who knows? You know what? I think so. I think after we're done with this, we're gonna order some pizza. We'll watch the first episode of Shield. See what you think.
All right.
That's a late '90s, early aughts show, and it does show. It's I don't know how dated it's going to look now because it's been a while.
That doesn't bother me.
But Walton Goggins was also on Sons of Anarchy.
Okay.
Yeah, he played that trans person, Venus. Yeah. Yes. Yeah.
Holy.
I mean, that's how brilliant he is. He was
I totally forgot that.
It was not a huge part. He was only in a few episodes, but it just goes to show like how like he can stretch. He's a great actor. Yeah. He also another show you never saw was Justified.
Oh no, I saw some of that.
Good.
I did watch some of that, which was really good, but I could never stay awake to watch.
Boyd Crowder. He wasn't like there wasn't really he was the villain. I mean, there's not much. Like, there's no black and white in Justified really, which is great because I love that about shows that really don't like sing a lot of characters being totally evil. But yeah, he was in that brilliant that. So yeah, he's a great actor and he adds so much to the show. And he's ridiculous. Baby Billy's ridiculous.
He is on the verge of being really douchey. Because some of the stuff he does, you're just like, God, you suck.
Oh yeah, and that's.
But he's so funny.
It's part of the fun. How he treats his wife.
And she's the only good person in that entire show.
The entire show,
she's the only pure, really wholesome person on the show. And
Keith.
Oh,
Keith is sweet too.
Yes.
But yeah, so like the supporting cast, the supporting actors, the people that are involved. BJ too.
Yeah, the ones that are not actually part of the immediate blood family.
Yeah.
The ones that are just like kind of in it through other means.
They're more wholesome, not wholesome, but
no.
They're more, I think, like good inside.
Yes.
Than the main cast, because they're all just as you find out more and more about them, you're like, these people are terrible, terrible humans. Even Eli, even the main guy, John Goodman, the father of the family, like when the show starts, you think he is like, he's like, the second coming of Jesus. He's like, so pure and so, but he's not. Once you start finding out about him as the seasons go on,
right? You find out about his past and how it all catches up, and but you still find yourself like rooting for him.
Oh
and
yeah.
I love that in shows. Like I like that.
I mean, it's a different show and all, but I'll mention The Sopranos. Mm-hmm. You root for a very, very, very bad person.
Yeah.
They're not as bad as Tony Soprano, but it's close. Some of those things they do. It's close.
Yeah.
There's murder, there's betrayal, and there's a lot of talk about God, and there's a lot of hypocrisy that is brought to the forefront in this show. I loved every episode, even the ones that are kind of like, it was all right, or because there's probably 2 or 3 that like kind of happens.
Yeah, but out of all those episodes, that wasn't bad. It moves. There's always something going on.
So, You got to take all the TV shows you've ever watched, especially like ones in the modern era that are like serialized shows that you have to watch from beginning to end.
Uh-huh.
How would you rank this one? 1 to 10.
6.3.
Okay. All right. Okay. Yeah. It's not something I'm gonna watch again.
No, I don't have to.
No, I don't think I need a repeat viewing of it, but it was a great ride, and we ended up watching at least 1 or 2 episodes a night, even though like sometimes it went past midnight. I was like, oh boy, my ass will be dragging out of work tomorrow. But we, let's watch one more. Or let's watch one more. I turn to her and she'd be like this. I'm like, okay, I gotta shut it off. Because I didn't want to.
Do you have to imply that I was snoring?
No, I just sleeping. I didn't want to watch it without it. You just.
Yeah, no. Can't do that.
So, I mean, I did watch the first one. Did I watch the first episode without you? I wanted to test it out.
Yes.
And I was like, okay. Because I don't want to be like, hey, let's watch this new show that, I've heard about, we've never watched. I don't want to do that and then like have it like terrible.
Right.
So it's like, okay, I'm gonna watch this, and I was like, oh dear, we have to.
Yeah, you kind of knew that I was gonna be into it.
and most of the
you get me and my weird humor.
And most of the male nudity is not good.
No,
it's not like you're not seeing Brad Pitt like men.
No, it's some of it's ridiculously over exaggerated to be like. It's not just to show a penis, it's just to make you completely uncomfortable that there's one on the screen, whether they're flipping it around or whatever.
That's I want to say that's like Danny McBride's humor. Like that is
it.
Oh, okay. Okay, well, you
all
said
right, I'm a little sick and twisted. I thought it was fun.
It was fun. I mean, like, I ain't watching that with my mom, but yeah, it was fun.
That might be fun too.
It's true.
She'd laugh.
Yeah, we watched Game of Thrones with my mom. So.
She would be cracking up.
So you said what, 6.3?
Yeah.
Okay. I'm going to go with 7.3.
Ooh. Yeah, you really loved it.
I did like it. I did like it a lot. I'm not going to watch it again. Like, I'm not drawn to watch it again either. Like, when we finished binge watching, like, Sons of Anarchy, or when that ended, I was like, I could watch this again. I haven't, but I can watch this again. Sopranos, same thing. Breaking Bad, same thing. This is not one of them, but good enough that we went right through it, within, I don't know, a month or so.
Yeah. I mean, we watched it almost every night.
We did. It was.
Yeah.
We took the weekends off. That was about it.
Yeah.
Every night. It was like, okay, 9 o'clock. Let's bang out 2 episodes.
We had like this standing appointment at 9 o'clock at night. We knew it was time to stop working.
Yep.
Let's go sit on the couch.
Yeah. So there you go. There's our movie, or our, what do you want to call it? TV show? Streaming TV show.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Highly recommend it if you have a weird sense of humor, because if you don't, you're going to be offended.
Yeah. If you're like overly touchy about religion, even though they still
don't make fun of it.
They don't make fun of it, except for Teen Jizz,
Okay,
in the last season. But even that,
that was just an attempt to stay relevant.
Yeah.
Which you kind of catch on to also. Like, they got to keep up with, that kind of thing.
Yeah.
They get a little crazy about it, but,
Yeah, you're right, though. They don't really make fun of the actual religion, which is I'm fine with. Not that much. Little pokes here and there, but not to the point where I'm not offended as a believer. I'm not offended at all. I don't really care. I thought it was funny because there are some points in the show where they pray, and they're actually, the characters are believing and they're praying.
Yes, they are actually, looking for some help and direction and hope
from up above.
Yeah.
So and then of course they're committing murder.
That's where the hypocrisy comes in.
Yeah, and they're doing really bad things after that.
Praying for their safety while they go and
cursing a lot. And
it's great.
So there you go. There's our TV show review. Righteous Gemstones. I say watch it. All right, let's go eat some food.
All right.